Actually, do you want to know what my gay awakening was?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say.
Why?
Looking back, I can't even believe
What?
Eminem in the 8 Mile movie.
Welcome to the episode of I Never Liked You with Matteo Lane and Nick Smith, and today we are discussing what villains
And heroes
are gay or not. This is brought to us by our Patreon user
Mellow Gonzo.
Okay, and Chris is gonna give us the list.
Yes.
And we're gonna.
First of all, I would be a villain.
Obviously.
What do you mean would be? I love that you think that you're not already a villain.
Who am I a villain to now?
Everyone in this room in this podcast.
Not Christopher.
By the way, it was pretty split down the middle who would win Drag Race. You or me?
It was absolutely not split down the middle. We can't go back.
It was split down the middle. We should do an episode where we do all the competitions.
Do you know that I did a show last night, a bar show, and I had 2 people come up to me and go, I just watched your episode, and just so you know, I do think you would beat Matteo in
They
Drag
only
Race.
said that because you were there. If I was there, they would say we've never liked Nick.
Well, they say that anyways.
Yeah.
You would also be a villain.
No, I would not. I'm way too sensitive and nice. I cried everything. Chris, do you think who would be a villain and who would be a hero here?
Nick would be the villain.
Well, that's obvious.
Yeah.
What kind of villain? Like, what would you? What's the motive?
What's a Disney villain that I would relate to? Maybe Maleficent.
You didn't get invited to a 1-year-old's birthday party, so you decided to kill her?
Probably.
Okay, Chris, let's go over. I think I relate most to, like...
Oh, or who's the villain in Alice in Wonderland, the Queen of Hearts?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
I think that would be me.
You are the Queen of Hearts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
She's
Starting
a
at
great
the
villain.
top, Batman.
Is he gay or...
Batman is absolutely gay.
No, I think he's all the tropes of a gay man, but he's not. Like the hiding, the disappearing, the living in shadows. You know,
You're describing a gay man.
He
chose to
He has a
add-
butler.
Right.
He's with Robin. Yeah, no, he's pretty gay.
He chose for his suit to outline his abs. It could have just been flat. And
That
he
was the
chose
Joel
to give
Schumacher
himself
version with
abs
Poison Ivy.
and a bulge.
Which I have to say the Joel Schumacher version is really campy and bad, but also kind of great.
He also gave himself cover his eyes, but enough that he can use his mouth.
Well, that's the movie. I mean, that's...
Gay.
Yeah, no, it's pretty gag.
Gay.
Yeah. It's like, it's gay.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Robin.
I mean,
Yeah,
complete...
That's
like,
a power bottom.
There's not even a way to look around it. Like,
And
there's
honestly,
no way...
was one of my gay awakenings.
Robin from the Joel Schumacher, the Poison Ivy one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was hot with the butts in the beginning.
What was his...
Iceman?
No, what was his
Or
the
Mr.
actor's
Freeze.
name?
Chris Caso.
I know, Chris...
Chris Owens?
No, Chris...
Chris O'Donnell? Chris
something like
O'Donnell.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew it had an O in it. Okay.
Sorry.
I think that was a lot of gays of a certain
I think
ages.
what was my gay awakening? Probably like Rufio from Hook.
Actually, do you want to know what my gay awakening was?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say.
Why?
What is it?
Looking back, I can't even believe.
What? Ice Princess?
Eminem in the 8 Mile movie. Eminem in the 8 Mile movie. I can't even believe that was, but it was.
What about him?
I don't know. He had that sex scene with Brittany Murphy, and I was like, I kind of want to be her. Next.
Really, Eminem?
I don't. Now I would never. But I don't know.
How old were you? You would have been like in 8th grade.
When did
You went with your
8 Mile
family
come
and
out?
friends to go see 8 Mile.
8th grade.
Yeah, I was in high school.
2002.
Yeah, so I was a sophomore in high school. I went with Caesar and my cousin Megan and my friend Mark and Chuck. I remember
was
going to
10.
see it.
So I was in like 5th grade. We're not the same age.
Hold up. I was 16 probably.
2002, you were
I would have been
15 or 16.
15 or 16.
I was 10. I was born in 91.
Were you 10?
Yes. 2002.
Or 11.
I guess you're right.
So 5th grade.
So 5th grade, you went with who? Diane?
I didn't go see it. My brother was obsessed with the movie, so he got it. But I was the one watching it.
So when you hear ding, 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 you're like, ooh,
Literally.
Brittany.
And also, that's when I learned to love Brittany Murphy.
Okay. Clueless did that for me.
Was
ahead
okay.
of the
Anyways,
times.
back to the episode. So Batman gay, Robin power bottom.
Superman.
I'm gonna say
Too boring to be gay.
no. I'm gonna
Boring
say
Harris.
DL. I'm gonna say he's straight by day, and he's not gonna turn down a blowjob by night.
I think he's super boring.
Yes,
No pun
agreed.
intended. So
Agreed.
I think too boring to be gay.
Okay.
Wonder Woman.
I don't care about the DC characters that
I
much.
know.
They're so not as fun.
You know, there's
like,
something
Wonder Woman's
about
so
her
dumb.
that I think she could be a lesbian icon.
She's on a fucking. Do you know the story of Wonder Woman?
Kind
She
of.
was like built out of clay on a all-female
Yeah.
island. It's all women. I mean, she's a lesbian.
Right, but she still goes for guys, so that's why I'm like, just be
Let's
a
move on.
lesbian.
What Marvel characters do we got?
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
I'm gonna go straight.
Yeah.
I would like him
He's
to
so
be
hot.
gay,
I think Tom Holland is so cute.
but I'm gonna go straight.
Yeah,
the
I agree.
character's just like straight teen.
He's too self-aware.
Yeah.
Iron Man.
Straight, toxic,
Yeah.
straight,
Yeah.
Captain America.
Oh, straight.
straight. Although Chris
And
Evans,
I think Chris Evans is obviously handsome, but I don't obsess over him the same way that a lot of other people are like, they can't get enough of him. I'm just like, it's fine. I don't know. He's fine.
he does it for me.
Black Panther.
Straight.
Definitely straight.
Wow, Marvel's
Marvel's pretty straight so far.
Thor.
Straight.
Loki, gay.
Mm.
Really? Oh, see, I think
He's like a personal trainer who likes the attention of men, but he's straight.
no. I think Loki is the misunderstood gay younger brother.
No, I think he's like the drug addict younger brother who, there's like one brother who's like, I'm gonna go do drugs, and everyone's like, oh, him, and then they blame everybody else around them. I think it's him, but I don't think I don't get gay.
I'm sticking with gay. Thor straight.
Deadpool.
Well, he's already
gonna go
he's kinda
bi.
He's like
Yeah.
kind of gay
I'm gonna go bi with Deadpool.
in the movie.
Wolverine.
Straight.
Storm.
She had a whole affair with the Black Panther.
I know,
And,
but
like
there's
somewhere in the comics, her and
something
Wolverine.
lesbian about her. Like she's
Well, you
just
don't know
like
Storm from the comics.
okay, but I'm just saying from what I know,
You think Halle Berry seems
there's just like this power and lesbian energy that
no,
I
like
get.
a lesbian would be more like Miss Marvel in the movies. Captain
Sure.
Marvel's like very lesbian.
Sure.
Where Storm, I mean, if we're going by the movies, Halle Berry doesn't strike me as lesbian.
I guess. Yeah.
I loved her accent for the about 0.3 seconds in the first movie. She was like, Logan, you can't do this alone. And then like maybe 30 seconds later, she was like, does anyone want a Diet Coke? Like it was like, they were like, Halle, we're just not doing the accent.
Nah.
The wig
And they
kept getting
forgot to
better and
refilm that
better.
scene.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
All right.
Magneto. Gay. Now come on now. And then who's the bald one?
Professor X.
Professor X. Gay. They're gay
I
lovers.
guess Marvel's not as gay as I thought.
No. What? You don't think that those two are gay lovers? They absolutely are.
I don't.
When I watch the movies, I just get toxic gay lovers. I do. You don't?
No, because no.
How? There's such like
No.
sexual tension between them. Even with Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen. Which did you
I
know
think that's what I'm thinking about.
But Ian McKellen's gay, and
Well,
Patrick
of
Stewart, I
course.
just found out wasn't gay.
How did you not know that? Yeah, he's straight.
I swore I thought Stanley Tucci, same. For years I thought he was gay.
No, Stanley Tucci's very...
Straight, married with kids.
Yeah,
But
but
for
he
years,
does
I thought
act
he
gay.
was gay.
No,
Right.
because he acts gay. He really does.
He has a show about Italy now.
Yes, of course I know.
But you don't get Magneto Professor X gay vibes. Earn-In is an app that gives you access to your pay as you work. Up to $150 per day with a max of $750 between paydays. Just download the Earn-In app and verify your paycheck. Then access up to $150 a day as you work and leave an optional tip. Any money you access plus tips are automatically repaid from your next paycheck. What I would do with all of this money is I would pay future upcoming rent, I would pay for groceries, I would do a fun night out at a restaurant, I would buy myself a gift. I mean, the options are pretty endless. Make Earn-In a part of your financial routine and join Earn-In's over 4 million customers who say things like, when I think about Earn-In, I think about financial stability, security, and it gives me a lot of peace of mind. Download Earn-In today, spelled EARNIN, in the Google Play or Apple App Store. When you download the Earn-In app, type in I Never Liked You under podcast when you sign up. It'll really help the show. I Never Liked You under podcast. Earn-In is a financial technology company, not a bank. Cash outs are based on your available earnings. Standard cash outs take 1 to 2 business days with no mandatory fees. Option to expedite your transfer for a fee. Tips are voluntary and don't affect the service. See the cash out user agreement for details. Services not available in all states.
Who are some other people, Chris? Alta?
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye.
No.
Oh,
Next.
Guy with a-
Scarlet Witch.
Straight
She's straight.
and furious. Straight.
She's straight.
Vision.
Gay, kind of, but just because he's a robot.
I'm gonna say
I do think all
straight.
robots are gay.
I'm gonna go straight with Vision.
Ant-Man.
Straight. Wow, Marvel really is.
I guess they're all really straight. I don't. Okay, let's make up a gay character, like a gay villain and a gay hero. What are their powers?
We can do. Oh, okay, sorry.
So, like, what would a gay hero be? What would his name be, and what would his powers be, and what's his motives?
Bottomless Prime. Now, come on now. That was clever.
Bottomless Prime.
Bottomless Prime.
Okay, okay. And what's his power?
No matter what you throw at
He's
him,
always ready.
he can take it. He's like Agatha. He will absorb and then spew it out. Agatha's a lesbian,
Agatha's a lesbian, but she's not really a superhero. She's a witch.
but she's a villain.
All right, you want to move on to villains?
Yeah, let's do villains.
The Joker.
Straight, toxic straight, and
Toxic straight.
yeah.
Poison Ivy.
Gay icon.
She's straight by curious
But a
because
gay icon.
Harley's, I think, a lesbian.
100%. Well, do you watch the cartoon Harley
I
Quinn?
watched like the first season. I just couldn't get into it.
All right.
Catwoman.
Straight.
Lesbian.
Really?
What?
Come on.
It's giving such Halle Berry.
Well, that movie like kind of tanked her whole career. As a matter of fact,
Michelle Pfeiffer in Catwoman.
is amazing.
No one better.
When she comes
No
home
one
and
better.
rips apart that kitchen and the milk and stuff. Yeah, it's
The
great.
whip to the mannequins. And she did that in
She
real
did-
life.
We saw it on Instagram.
But there's something about Catwoman that's very, maybe it's the cat aspect.
Well, cats are usually yeah.
Maybe that's what I'm clinging to.
Yeah.
Did you do Magneto yet?
We did.
We did.
Mystique.
Mystique.
I would guess bi because
Bi.
she was
I'm gonna
man
go
and
bi.
woman. She can kind of go back and forth depending on who she's trying to lure. What?
I can't.
What?
Just say it.
I can't. We would have to edit it out.
Thanos.
Okay, now,
Well, he's collecting a ring.
right. Now, I was going to say, now hear me out. He's collecting rings.
Yeah.
He wants to get rid of half the population.
Is that what gays want?
Kind of.
I mean, I feel that way when I go on vacation, but I don't feel that way in general.
and how does he do it? By snapping Now, come on now.
I don't think any gay is like, let's get rid of half the population.
I would vote for that.
So what would your motives be as a villain?
Oh, God. The options are endless. Slow walkers.
So you're like a Spider-Man, but the opposite, where he's like your local hero
But
to
I
save
want a
like small petty
dramatic
crimes.
outfit. I want a
go,
cape.
but I'm saying your motives are the opposite. So you're like those who don't follow the rules, death to all of them.
Yeah, it's
You
not
had
that
us
I'm not a
fools,
villain.
Mr. Spears. Death to all of them. Oops.
I'm not a villain that wants like world domination. I want like everyday.
That's what I'm saying. So you're like
Yeah.
Spider-Man. You're like the opposite of Spider-Man. So you're creating petty crimes.
So opposite of Spider-Man, I'd be, I don't know, Moth Queen.
You'd be Raid Queen.
You know, I'm...
Do you have powers, or do you just spray Raid on people?
That is my power.
That don't walk fast
Like
enough.
a dog with a spray bottle. Elsa, lesbian.
Is she a hero?
Yeah, no, we're doing that. Anna, straight. Shrek.
I'm trying to get back to the Raid Queen. Are you?
Yeah, let's flesh the story out.
Can you? What's your origin story?
Yeah,
Like, how did you become the Raid Queen? Does Raid come out of your mouth or hands, or do you have to go to Home Depot and buy it? And you
Well,
just run up to
normally-
them? Can
okay.
you fly?
Normally, I want to. So normally,
Well, this is your story. You can.
that's what I'm saying. So normally, correct me if I'm wrong, heroes, villains, and everything, something happens to them that gives them their powers.
Well, very Batman-esque. So it's like
So-
Mr. Freeze fell into a thing of
right.
ice
So
or poison
I
ivy. either.
think maybe I was somewhere and a raid can or something exploded. And then that's how I got my raid powers.
That was honestly not only the most boring story I've ever heard, it was the most on the nose ChatGPT. How did Raid Queen get her powers? Let's be more creative. You went on a trip with your boyfriend to the botanical gardens.
What boyfriend?
This is what raid powers. So you go to the botanical gardens
Okay.
and you went. It was a field trip.
Cherry blossoms.
Cherry blossoms, and you were told that there's going to be bugs, and because you did no research, you saw that Raid kills bugs. So you decided, because you were leading this trip, that you're going to buy a can of Raid for everybody. So you filled up a duffel bag with 24 Raid cans. And when you went to go, they were like, well, you can't bring those cans in here. That's not appropriate. You're okay. So you went by yourself, and you're like, I'll be back. And you found like a deep cave, and you're like, I'll just put these in here. And when you threw down the cans, a rock crumbled and fell on you and the cans. An explosion of Raid happened. But the Raid chemicals kept you alive. No, this is different. There's a rock that cut through you. The Raid chemicals pieced you back together, right? So now you need Raid to survive. So you have to continue to eat Raid, but you can shoot the Raid. Do you see what I'm saying?
Do I come raid?
Yes.
You just said a much more elaborate and just as boring story of my origin story.
I disagree. The Raid
A
keeps
raid
you alive.
can
The Raid keeps you alive.
exploded
You need
and
the
got
Raid.
on me.
You need the Raid to stay alive. Like Mr. Freeze needs to be at a certain temperature to stay alive. That's why he has that suit that keeps him always
Oh,
cold.
Arnold.
The Ice Age. I watched the thing about that movie. He only showed up on set. First of all, he got his name before George Clooney, which is crazy. Mm-hmm. And secondly, he only showed up on set to do his speaking roles. Anything else that was involved with Mr. Freeze was just his body double.
He better work.
Yeah, and he was terrible. And it's all ice puns, the whole movie. But Uma Thurman did a really good job in that movie.
Oh, I love
she
that
was,
movie.
she was the only one that knew what was going on. Everybody else was like, George Clooney's like, what's happening?
So if I'm the raid queen,
Mm-hmm.
then my counterpart, if you're the alleged hero.
Well, it would be. This came from Spider-Man.
Right.
But you want me to create my hero power, my origin story? Okay, and you're my arch nemesis.
Correct.
The raid queen who runs around.
Well, actually, let's come up with different ones because that was based off
I mean,
Spider-Man.
we just took forever to get through that.
Okay, it's a podcast. We can take as long as we want.
We have 20 minutes.
You have 20 minutes.
Okay.
That was based off Spider-Man.
Well, then let's start your new one. What's your new origin
Well, what's
story?
your hero? And then
No,
I'll
because
base
I'll create my hero story based off your villain
gosh.
story.
What's something that I would be villainous at?
Well, Chipotle fast food.
Yeah, fast food workers. You hate them.
Oh, well, I don't hate fast food workers.
No, he
I
hates the
hate-
people that go to
I
fast
hate
food.
the people that
Okay, sorry.
get in my way there.
Okay, so you're
Which is
The
the same
workers are
kind of
great.
thing
They
as
all
the
love
raid
me.
queen.
again. These are so petty and small. What's my point as a hero? Like, think a little bigger.
Okay. I am going to make it my mission to change the world's water supply into Diet Coke.
That's honestly not that bad. Okay, so now what's your powers? How are you achieving this?
Any liquid I touch turns to Diet Coke.
So you're like Midas.
Correct.
So you have to create a device that allows to amplify your powers so that when you touch the ocean, that the whole ocean turns into Diet Coke.
Correct. Any liquid I touch turns to Diet Coke. The ocean, rivers, creeks.
What?
What?
What did you say?
Cricks?
What is a crick?
Creeks?
You say cricks?
Potato potat.
No. I've never... Turn that off. Cricks? You say cricks your whole life?
I think it just depends on the moment. I've said creeks, but also cricks.
Okay, so my power... if you're the Diet Coke Midas queen...
Coke Queen,
Coke
for short.
There's plenty of those. I've never done Coke. I would be horrified to do it, I
I've
think.
never done any drug.
I've done...
So that's my villain.
Okay.
Now you're the antithesis.
So my name is Gaia, and I was realizing that the Earth was failing as a system.
Okay.
And so I decided, because my powers were weakening, that I instead bestowed magic rings to 5 teenagers, and from all different continents in the world. And so I went to
What are
Africa.
you, Willy Wonka?
I went to Africa to give Earth, New York for fire, the former USSR for wind, Asia for water, and South America for heart.
Is this the last Airbender?
And then I summoned them to my island of crystals. And I said, you guys have to fight the Coke Queen to save the planet.
Your island of crystals.
And yes.
What are you?
And so
Crystal Meth King?
I'm the crystal meth queen. So then I sent those 5 out to battle your minions and to get to you. And when needed, they can combine their powers to create a powerful superhero. And that superhero's name is Captain Planet.
If I could flip this table right now, I would.
You didn't catch on the entire time.
I don't know what Captain Planet
Oh,
even
they're good.
is.
Then that's what that
I
is.
said it sounded like Last Airbender.
No, it's not Last Airbender. It was before the Last Airbender. But I would be Gaia. Gaia.
I was going to say,
And
I don't
I'll
know
be
where Gaia
voiced.
even came
I'll be
from.
voiced by Whoopi Goldberg.
Was it really?
Yeah.
You better work.
So prepare for my 5 Planeteers to destroy your Diet Coke.
Actually, there should be a villain.
Captain Planet, he's a hero. Gonna take pollution down to 0. Gonna help him lose or something. Bad guys who like to. You never saw that show?
I have no idea what you're talking
We're
about.
the Planeteers, and you can be one too. Cause saving our planet is the thing to do. Looting and polluting is not the way. Here's what Captain Planet has to say. The power is yours.
I know Captain Underpants. Thank you for watching and listening to another episode of our podcast. Please like, comment, subscribe. Please join our Patreon for behind-the-scenes content and bonus episodes every month. And until next time.